Thank you very much. And on behalf of Leader Scott Pelath and myself, welcome. We just had the opportunity to hear the comments from the President Pro Tem and the Speaker, and I have to say that I was very disappointed by what I heard, because I did not hear a plan as to how we are going to fix this terrible situation. And unfortunately, it's apparent to me that the Republicans still think this is a good idea, that this is a good law. Unfortunately, Republican leadership has utterly failed in their handling of the situation. The governor and the Republican leaders won't say it, but we will. Discrimination is wrong, and it should be illegal. Businesses are heading for the exits. Hoosiers are fearful their neighbors are going to be subject to state-sanctioned discrimination. And to quell those concerns, we must send a strong signal. And that signal is, in Indiana, we do not condone discrimination, we do not tolerate discrimination, and we will not legislate discrimination. You know, this isn't 1993. We don't legislate backward or to the attitudes of a foregone era. Hoosiers rightfully accept us to look to the future. Now, while the Republicans may not have a plan on how to fix this situation, we do. And if Republicans want a fix, there's only one choice, and that is repeal this law. There is a way forward. There is a second chance, and it's a very precious second chance that we have. And we owe it to every Hoosier to get this right. We need to take clear, actionable steps to repair the image of our state. We can't afford to forfeit a single job or to drive out a single talented individual, because there's no compromise when it comes to discrimination. So let's start with a full repeal of RFRA, period. Repeal, repeal, repeal. Now from there, we could take other bold action. Let's add language to the Indiana Civil Rights Act guaranteeing protections for every citizen. By the way, they may not have a plan, we do. We have the language to repeal the bill, and we also have language which would bolster our Indiana Civil Rights Act to cover all individuals in the state of Indiana. You know, everyday Hoosiers have laid their cards on the table. They've made it clear how they feel about this law. They've demanded we take clear, direct action. And we have a responsibility to every Hoosier. Nothing short of repealing this hateful act will accomplish this aim. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Leader Scott Pelath of the Indiana House. Leader Pelath.
Thank you, and thank you, Leader Lanane, and thank you for everyone gathered here today. They were wrong, and it's time that they admitted that they made a horrible mistake. We have a power imbalance here in Indiana, and because of this power imbalance, our leaders have become out of touch, and they no longer understand Hoosiers. The fact is that Hoosiers are extraordinarily tolerant and welcoming, and what I am gratified by is that they are better than their governmental leaders. If there's one thing I hope the rest of the nation sees, it is the voices of protest. It is the voices of dissent. It is the people standing up for their friends and neighbors and their fellow citizens and saying that this is wrong. Because in the end, that is what is going to fix this image problem for Indiana. It's going to be the people of Indiana, the ones that have been misjudged and mischaracterized by the leaders in this very building, who do not represent the hearts and minds of our fellow citizens. I'm gratified that Leader Lanane laid out this plan, because the fact is that we've been embarrassed before the nation. I have people in Northwest Indiana and throughout the entire state. They're saying to me, Scott, today I'm embarrassed to be a Hoosier. We are not this kind of people. It begins with repealing this law. That is the only thing that will start the process of reversing the damage that has been done to the people of this state. And by the way, this is going to be a process. This has been extraordinarily harmful. We've had business leaders and some of the biggest business leaders in our state and our nation have said that this is an insufferable course of action. In addition to that, we have to commit to the fact that there can be no rush job. There can be no fig leaf. There can be no Band-Aid for what's transpired here. We're going to have to take real action. It's going to have to be substantive. The repeal being the first step, and then we have to send the message to the nation and to the world that not only are we willing to admit our mistakes, but we're willing to demonstrate the tolerance of our fellow citizens that are understood and are a sacred value to the people of this state.